relatable exact talks. We talk about various topics. And I got two introducing guests I want you to introduce.
Hey, I'm Chef Tate. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. Glad to be here.
And I got Dr. Green right here too.
Hi, everyone. Dr. Nora Green-Lane with the Ward 7 and 8 DC Prevention Center. Thank you for having me.
No problem. My first question would be, how can families support someone who is trying to get clean?
That's a great thing. And so one of the things that we really try to encourage is reducing stigma. Stigma is probably one of the most difficult things because that hinders people from getting the help and supports that they need. We have the Department of Behavioral Health. If people want to contact 877-7-WE-HELP, they can go online. Somebody's there. It's a 24/7 crisis line, or even the national crisis line, which is 988. Somebody will pick up that phone, and if you're having a crisis, they can kind of walk you through, kind of help you get a little bit of footing. But the 877-WE-HELP is the one locally that goes directly to the Department of Behavioral Health, where there's someone on the other line. Someone that needs support. One is always making sure that they're okay, right? They may not tell you they're okay. It's hard. I'm a daughter of a person who's in full-time recovery. It was very difficult as a child to see your parent using substances. My dad never used it around us, so I didn't see it directly, but you saw all the other stuff, right, that came with that. And so it took him a while. He was a veteran. And so another veteran led him to, and he tried it multiple times to finally get into recovery. So it's not a first initiation. It takes multiple times before someone finally says, I'm ready.
And we need to be there when people are ready. You have this box. What's that?
Okay, this is naloxone or Narcan. I had the most difficult time using the word naloxone.
Okay.
But I can easily say Narcan, right?
Narcan,
And Narcan is used for an individual that is suffering from an opioid overdose. Anybody that overdoses is having a medical emergency.
Yes.
And so the first thing that we always tell people to do, call 911, because you don't know. But someone who's having an opioid overdose, they're not breathing, right? And how do you know? So you're going to acknowledge, hey, if you know the person, you're going to call their name. They don't say anything. They're not moving. You want to kind of operate real fast. So I keep Narcan with me. We distribute Narcan. There's always 2 in a box, so you can just take them out the box and put them in your bag. But with these 2, it's already, the medication's in the tip already. This tip goes into the nostril of a person. They're laid out. So they're not going to move. They're not going to be leaning or anything like that. They're out. You're going to spray this into their nostril, the first one. You don't see anything. They don't move within the first 30, 60 seconds. Then you're going to use the second one. That's why you have 2. And by that time, that person should be coming to awareness. You don't know. It may not always work well. So if it doesn't work, and that's why the medical emergency people are coming to provide additional assistance, what's happening is that we have opioid receptors in the brain. That opioid has landed on those receptors. There's too many of that opioid in there, and then it has to release it. It releases it, but it doesn't release it out the body. So a person can go back into an overdose, even after administering the Narcan. This is why we tell people to call the emergency people.
Wow, didn't know that. And that is so important to be able to have that knowledge. I know you have something else.
Yes, I see on your poster, on your paper, it say map in the brain. Can you explain the different procedures or like different functions they have?
Yeah, so, this is why we talk about substances, especially among young people, because what we know is that a fully developed human brain is not until the age of 25, okay? Yes. So any type of substances that happen, and substances are psychoactive, that means that they alter the way in which the brain operates. And so when you look at the brain, I always say if you did this, The front part of the brain we call the prefrontal cortex. That's where you have all your executive functioning. It is the last part of the brain that is fully developed. Okay? And this is where young people who will be willing to take risks, willing to do other things, may not listen. Well, that part of the brain ain't fully developed. So you're like, why can't they do this? Why don't they sit down? It's still developing. It's still developing. So oftentimes as parents, as adults, we don't understand what's going on, why they don't listen. They're not listening because it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. In the center of the brain is where we have a lot of the learning, memory, and stuff like that. That's key to education. That's key to figuring out certain things, right? So
things like that.
yeah, so it's happening right here. And also a little bit in the brain stem is where the breathing and stuff comes in. So if someone is having an opioid crisis, and I said that they stop breathing, that part of the brain is said stop breathing, right? So all these areas work together. Drugs alter the way in which those areas work. And in the center of the brain area is where we have serotonin, dopamine, and all of those neurotransmitters. And so all of that is happening at the same time. It's incredible. And that's why it's so important that we really talk about other things other than substances, because physical activity, engaging in things that you love to do, gives you that dopamine hit. So you don't necessarily have to take the drugs. You can find other ways, and it's also the way in which we can
and things other like that.
Yes, and food. Certain foods, because certain times, of the day, we feel a little down, so we need a little bit of pickup, right? Another boost. But if you're taking things, you're eating healthy, you have a well-balanced meal, you're exercising, all your body begins to compensate for that. So your body's always trying to bring itself back, we call homeostasis, an even balance. Food does that, exercise does that, movement does that, feeling good about ourselves help to do that. And the way in which we do it matters.
For people who want to find more information about all of these services, how do they reach you?
Yes, so our telephone number, you can call us, 202-388-3001. We have a YouTube site too, the Ward 7 and 8 DC Prevention Center. You can go online, some wonderful short videos to learn more about what we do.
Do you have a website as well?
We do BRIC Inc., BRIC Inc., INC.org is the website. BRIC is the main organization that runs our prevention center.
Wonderful.
And anywhere else they can find like an email as well?
Yeah, well, my email address, and directly it's in green PC, P as in Paul, C as in Charlie, 78, like 78 at gmail.com. So you can always reach me there. We have wonderful events. I will say in August 31st is International Overdose Awareness Day. We will be doing a week long of events with our community partners.
Okay.
Everybody's
What
welcome.
type of events will be there?
Anything that any community wants. Young people, if you have an idea, you want to do something, we'll love to partner with you and your crew, and we can work it all out together.
That sounds amazing.
And we have young people, and if there are young people that want to do the work that we do, we have the Youth Prevention Leadership Board.
Close out. This is Zach Talks again with great hosts. Can you introduce yourself one more time for the people?
I'm glad to be on your podcast. I'm Tate, Chef Tate.
And thank you, Zion. That's my nephew's name, so it's a great name. Congratulations. Thank you. I'm Laura Green.
Thank you so much for having me. Again, this is Zach Talks.